Hi guys, it's Rebecca. So today I'm going to be talking about all of the books that I am so excited for that are going to be released in April. So I have come up with a list of some books that are coming out in April. We're going to go through them. I think that they all sound really good. I picked out ones that I personally am interested in. I looked through all genres and these are the ones that intrigue me most. They actually are pretty much all literary fiction apart from one. I just thought it would be a good idea for me to start a little series where every single month I will talk about what books are actually being released in the coming month. So we are starting out with April, which is the first month that I'm going to do this for, and then we'll do that throughout the year. So if you are interested in hearing what books are coming out every month, then don't forget to like and subscribe. I will continue to do this, especially if people are liking it, then I will definitely continue to do it. So I'm just going to do the books that I am personally excited for rather than just like an overview of all of the books that are coming out in April. So we'll just start it that way this month to see how it goes. So anyway, let's just get into all of the books that are coming out in April that I am excited for. So the first book that I am really excited to read is Yesteryear by Caro Burke. A lot of people are actually starting to read this because a lot of people did get an ARC copy, but it does sound really good. At the start of the year I did see someone talk about this in their most anticipated releases for 2026. I was interested since then, and that was at the very beginning of the year. Then everybody started getting the ARC copies. I was still excited for it. A lot of people do seem to be giving this one like 5 out of 5 stars. People are loving it. I've read it off my laptop, by the way, so that's why I keep looking down. I will just read out a brief description about what this is about. It's about a traditional American woman, a beautiful wife and mother who sells her pioneer lifestyle of raw milk and farm fresh eggs to her millions of social media followers, suddenly awakens cold, filthy and terrified in the brutal reality of 1805, where she must unravel whether this living nightmare is an elaborate hoax, a twisted reality show, or something far more sinister in this sensational debut novel. This is quite interesting because this was quite a large conversation and topic in Girl Dinner by Olivia Blake. This idea about the like trad wife trend that is coming up on social media and TikTok. You have these like trad wife influencers who basically push the idea of being a traditional mother and being a traditional housewife and staying at home and everything like that. That topic does come up in Girl Dinner and I found it really interesting, and it seems like this is what Yesteryear is completely focused on. So I am really interested in that and I'm so excited for this to come out. This is a literary fiction novel and it just sounds really good. I'm trying to get more into literary fiction because it's very strange that I will either read super popular booktube, BOOKTok books that can be like romance, fantasy, anything, and then on the other side of that I read a lot of classics. So it's kind of like randomly classics and then randomly like super popular fantasy romance and kind of things like that, and I want to get into more contemporary literature that's literary fiction. I don't have a lot of those. I haven't read a lot of those, but every time I do I love them and I'm kind of like, this seems to be what I like. I need to read more of it. So that is definitely something that I am going to be getting my hands on as soon as I can, and as soon as I've got my physical TBR down a bit, but I'm definitely going to be getting this and I'm definitely going to be reading it. I just realised as well that I didn't mention that the release date in the UK is the 7th of April for Yesteryear, so if you're interested in it then that is when it's releasing. The next book that I think sounds amazing is Go Semple by Semple, and this releases on the 24th of April in the UK. So what I do know about this book is it's set on the New York Upper East Side. Anything about New York high society I love. I am currently reading The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton. I was about to pick it up but there's other books on top of it. I'm currently reading The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton, which is set in like New York high society in the 1920s. I'm also a massive Gossip Girl fan and I just find that world very interesting. Anything that mentions it I will be reading it. This sounds amazing. I'll just read out the description that is on Goodreads because it'll do a better job than I probably can, considering I'm not entirely sure exactly how to explain it because I have never read it. It says, Adora Hazard has it all figured out. A stoic philosopher and divorcee, she lives a contented life on New York City's Upper East Side. Having discovered that the secret to happiness is to desire only what you have, she's applied this insight to blissful effect, relishing her teenage daughter, the freedom of being solo, and her job as a moral tutor for the twin boys of an old money family. She's even assembled a coven, like-minded women who live on the same floor in the legendary Ansonia, and she is making active efforts to grow its membership. Adora's carefully curated life is humming along brilliantly until a chance meeting with a handsome stranger. I think there is more details to that, but that gives an overview of this. Like I said, this sounds so good. I am so interested in this, and I will definitely be getting it whenever it comes out. So the next one that comes out on the 2nd of April is The Palm House by Gwendoline Riley. It sounds really, really good. So I will again read out a brief description of what it is about. So it says, Laura Miller and Edmund Putnam have been friends for a long time. Theirs is a happy meeting of minds, with long evenings spent huddled in an ancient pub by the Thames, where they share office gossip, reflect on their teenage passions, and lament the state of the world. Recently though, Putnam has been harder to reach. He has lost his father, and the magazine to which he has dedicated his life has been hijacked by an insufferable new editor. Laura has her own problems, with a prickly mother and a tricky past, and in a beautiful, indifferent city, her day-to-day life is precarious. But as Putnam starts to sink into despondency, she must try to bring him back. A novel of enduring friendships and small mercies, The Palm House offers us Gwendoline Riley's trademark keen observation and wit, and leaves us somehow with a curious sense of possibility. That sounds so good. I love character-driven novels. I love observing characters. I am happy for something that is rambly, where nothing happens, where we are just following characters along on whatever is going on in their lives. That is the kind of thing for me, and this sounds like that exact type of book. So this is coming out very super soon, so I am super excited to read it. So the next book that is released in April that I think sounds so interesting is Morsel by Keane. This book's expected release date is the 14th of April, and it is meant to be a folk horror debut novel, which sounds amazing in itself. That is what immediately intrigued me. I was like, it's a debut, that is interesting, and also folk horror just sounds so good. Let's read what it is about. It says, Lou did what the children of parents with back-breaking, poor-paying jobs are supposed to do. Pulled up her bootstraps, went to college, and got an office job with co-workers who won't stop talking about their multi-level marketing scheme disguised as self-betterment. Determined to lift her ill mother out of poverty before it's too late, and in the spirit of climbing the corporate ladder, Lou accepts an assignment in the rural hills of Ohio. She quickly finds herself stranded in the middle of nowhere with a sabotaged truck, a dog she's determined to keep safe, and something stalking her through the ancient Appalachian woods. If she can't escape the woods in time, she'll come face to face with the fact that her job isn't the only thing that wants to eat her alive. Morsel is a chilling testament to the burden of generational poverty and the all-consuming nature of capitalism, where the monster and the monstrous in the end are not the same. Definitely interested in that one, and like I said, the release date is expected to be the 14th of April. Hopefully I'll be able to get this one soon. I feel like I probably won't buy them all in April because then I would be completely skinned, but I will definitely be reading them at some point. I mean, I would love to read all of these. They sound absolutely amazing. So the next April release that sounds really good to me is Ghost by Amitav Ghosh. This has already been released in India and it sounds amazing. I have seen conflicted information on when this one is meant to release, but it does say that it's meant to release on the 9th of April in the UK. It is available to pre-order and everything. So there is a little brief description on Goodreads about this, which is enough to completely intrigue me. It says, magical realism meets 1960s India in a novel about a girl with mysterious powers who might be able to access memories of a past life. Honestly, that is enough for me to want to get this book and read it. I don't really want to know more because it does sound interesting. I love a bit of magical realism. It just sounds amazing, and I have never read from this author before, so it should be so interesting to read one of their books. So I am definitely so excited to be able to get this one eventually and read it. The next book I am really excited for is Son of Nobody by Yann Martel. This releases in the UK on the 2nd of April, so very soon. This one sounds absolutely amazing. It is by the same author as Life of Pi, which I have actually never read and I have never seen. It just sounds so interesting. I will read out a little description of it. So I've got like a little brief description on the Waterstones Says bit of the synopsis on the Waterstones website, and this one says, it's a beautiful, strikingly humane novel from the author of Life of Pi. Son of Nobody mines themes of family, regret and grief through the moving story of a Canadian classic scholar who discovers a lost account of the Trojan War, and within it a highly personal message. It just sounds really good because also I think the main character is studying at Oxford University and discovers this piece of information. I love books set in an academic setting, so set at Oxford sounds so good to me. Like in The Secret History, they're studying Greek, they're studying the classics. I love that kind of thing as well, even though I'm personally actually not that interested in the classics. I love reading about people who are interested in the classics. That's very niche and specific, but it's true. That is all of the books that that I specifically found the most interesting from all of the books that I found that are being released in April. But there is a new Beth O'Leary release that is coming out in April, and it is called The Name Game, and it's meant to release on the 7th of April. I actually have only read The Flat Share, which I really liked by Beth O'Leary, and I have a few of her other books, but I think that that would be one that's probably going to be quite good, and I know that a lot of people will be anticipating a new Beth O'Leary book, so I thought I would include that one and just give it a mention that it is coming out in April. So I probably will be getting that at some point, but I do have quite a few Beth O'Leary books that I need to get to first. I get very overexcited. I just love knowing what's coming out. I love getting new books. I always say my book buying addiction is a completely different hobby to my book reading addiction, but I am always so excited for new books and to know what's coming out. And I always find it really useful as well whenever other people make videos about what's coming out at the start of the year. I mean, I don't know, maybe other people do this, but I just thought it would be a good idea to actually make a video of the books that are coming out, and it'll help me as well to actually remember what books are coming out that month and maybe find things that I wouldn't have known about otherwise. Let me know if you like this video, because then it will help me to know if I should continue making this a monthly series, which I will anyway, but it would be nice to know if people are actually definitely interested in finding out what books are releasing. Let me know what books you're excited for in April, or even just what books you're excited for this year, because then I can have a look into them. I'm always, as I said, I'm always excited to know what books are coming out soon. And also what would be interesting is if you have read any books by these authors, any of these authors that I just mentioned. I know a few of them are debut novels, so probably not, but any of the other authors who have books released already, let me know if you've read anything by them. But that is it for this video. If you did enjoy it, then please like and subscribe, as I will be making some weekly vlogs. I do my TBR jar. I will be doing these videos like I said. If you did enjoy this video, then please like and subscribe, because I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.